We got up really early to get to Cades Cove. We had heard that there would be lots of wildlife and that it was best to beat the traffic by getting there first thing in the morning. So we got up while it was still dark and headed out from our trailer to get to one of the most beautiful areas in the world that I have ever seen. Having been already through the Great Smoky Mountain National Park on several other drives, I was quite surprised to find that this began in a large field area where you're able to look up and see the beautiful mountains, but also just the wide expanse of land. Like all the other tourists, we were prepared for it to be a slow journey for those 11 miles around the loop. We had hoped to see animals, and this was the first one we encountered. It was right as we entered the drive, and so we obviously stopped and had to get some video. Little did we know that was about to be the only animal for the majority of our trip. So yes, we beat the traffic. Yes, we saw the sunrise with the mist and all of the beauty that came with that, and were rewarded with some beautiful views of Cades Cove. We actually realized we're quite lucky. Our first drive through Cades Cove was a clear day. I hadn't realized that you could end up with days that were so cloudy that you wouldn't actually be able to see the fields. That was what our second drive through the park was like, and so we have very little footage of the fields because we could barely see. So yes, our first drive we were rewarded with some beautiful views. We saw the deer, and then we saw this little guy who I'm not sure if it's a fox or a coyote or something else altogether. Clearly I am not a nature expert. And that was the last animal we saw on our first drive through Cades Cove. In addition to the deer, I think we spotted a couple of wild turkeys, but most of our time was spent looking at the sky, the green grass, the beautiful land, and the mountains in the background, which are truly awesome. John had really hoped to see a bear and was disappointed after our first drive to come away with no visual contact with a bear. So we came back another morning. And instead of a bear, the first animal we spotted after driving quite some distance was again what could be a fox, a coyote, or something else altogether walking in front of us. You're going to see here that we're now in the forested area of the Cades Cove Loop. On this occasion, it was too misty to really see much in the field area, but we were rewarded for our patience by driving through the forest this time. And so this was the first one. And then you're going to see that we saw what John had been waiting for the entire time. So from the safety of the vehicle, with the windows up, and Ellie in the back seat being very quiet, we got to see bears. So this bear family was beside the road. A car ahead of us pointed it out for us, so we stopped. Then we reversed, so you're going to see it in the mirror here, so we could get a closer look at the mama and her cub, and then realize just how many cubs there were. So again, using the lower mirror, we kept track of the bear to see her on the road. And then we decided that I could put my arm out the window once they'd gone past us a safe distance, and we could keep an eye on them as they continued their journey down the road and into the next field. So once we finished the drive, we had taken this route before, so I knew there was a waterfall that I wanted to stop at. So on Little River Road, we made a stop to see this waterfall, and I got some footage. It's a good representation of a lot of the water that's coming through the park, and the driving along the waterways are also part of the experience. It's clear that one vacation to Great Smoky Mountain National Park will not be enough. Even with 2 drives through Cades Cove, I can't wait to do it again. I hope that we get to come back another season to see the great beauty another way, another day.